bring in now Jonathan Turley, George Washington University law professor and a Fox News contributor. Jonathan, good to have you jump in here and give us your expertise and how you're reading this moment. We haven't even gotten to the actual trial portion. This is just the things that come before, but this is a very important part of it, right? Media access, being able to see him. This is the first time we're seeing him. We already see parts of him that have stunned us. He's smirking, he's smiling with his defense team. It's telling us a little bit more about this man.
It is. And what you have to keep in mind is what this judge is trying to accomplish here. He has to impanel a jury. And that's going to occur in a case that is saturated in the media, where every newspaper, every cable station is just echoing all of the day's developments in the case. And also keep in mind that when you talk about doing justice to the victim's family, one of the things the judge is trying to accomplish here is to make sure that there are not any reversible errors. That is, yes, the evidence in this case looks overwhelming. Now, he still has to be proven guilty. There's a presumption of innocence. But even in a case with overwhelming evidence, you can have reversible errors. And that just further victimizes the family, puts them through this again. So the judge is trying to make sure that he's being very faithful to where these navigational beacons are. I've been very impressed with this judge so far. I've been impressed with both teams of counsel. They're all doing their job. This has been a really good start to this case. So my view on this is that he should allow cameras into the trial. That we've done that many, many times. This idea that you have to keep cameras out of trials, I think, is rather archaic. There's lots of ways to protect the identity of the jurors. The cameras are often positioned so that they're staring away from the jurors, at times next to or behind the jurors, so you can't see their face. You can protect the identity of witnesses. You can cut off the camera when you're talking about evidence or other things the judge doesn't want. So I'm hoping that he'll reach a middle point here where he says, yes, we're going to televise as much as we can. We're obviously not going to be televising security plans. We're not going to be televising suppression hearings. But I'm going to allow it to some extent because all crimes are crimes against the public. That's why the people prosecute. But a political assassination is a particularly heinous crime. And I think this judge realizes the public needs to know and see justice being done here.
And I think you're right that he's already displayed that fairness in, removing the parents and the family from today's hearing. They wanted to be there with their son. They wanted to support him, and he removed them because he didn't think that would be fair to the prosecution, but also, this family might come up later as potential witnesses.
That's right. I mean, you can't really lower your guard as a judge because an errant ruling can end up contaminating evidence or compromising witnesses. The key is on the prize here, to have a fair trial that gives the defendant all of his rights, avoids reversible error, and brings closure to the victims and to the public. This judge seems to be well on his way to do that. This is not an easy case because you can't even change venues in this case with any meaningful impact. It is a saturated media environment. So you have to sort of play that as it is. It's like complaining about the weather. This jury is going to know about this case. But you can try to control, for example, some evidence that you don't believe should be in the trial from being widely distributed. That might contaminate that jury. So I think the judge is going to try to thread that needle. But even issues like security can be heavily contested. Defense counsel is often worried that if you have a lot of evidence of security in the courtroom around the defendant, it can portray the defendant as an immediate danger to the jury. And so even small details like that tend to be fought over by counsel saying, do we have to have this or that in the security plan?
Jonathan, stand by for us as we wait for the judge to return the camera inside the courtroom and let us know what is going on. If we get an update, hopefully soon.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.